These are my 5 reasons to why I think Google sucks. Welcome to my new channel adjacent, but I have had that many scam collaboration offers to my email. It is insane. If you cannot recover your account through that process, you best kiss your account goodbye. When you're trying to like paint this picture of this amazing company that cares about their customers and stuff, and and you've got Sandra being as like, well, I've been locked out my account for 48 days.
Hey, wrong day. Long life.
And Google, if you ever see this, fix up. Anyway, yes, people. What is goings on? What is goings on? Welcome to my new channel adjacent, secondary channel, hopefully second channel, room to 703 chats. It's got a good ring to it, right? So if this is the first time that you're seeing my big face and big height up, then welcome, hello, nice to see you, nice to meet you, thank you for being here. If you're actually coming because you know about Room to 703 Reacts already, and you know me from some of my videos there, welcome back. Google have tried to kick me out of the game, and here I'm back, people. I say try and kick me out. They didn't try and kick me out, actually. My account got hacked, and unfortunately for me, I couldn't regain access. So that's actually what this video is about today. It's actually about our good friends over at Google. Good friends over at Google. Because I'm not gonna lie, people, I have been crashing out this week.
So this is day 5, of me still not getting access to my account on Google, with me contacting them every single day on Twitter, making a TikTok video, Instagram reel, an email that I found online which I don't think has gone anywhere. And excuse my French here, but I'm fuming. You are Google. You are big up Google. Yeah,
I actually... So let me take you through a timeline of what actually happened to my account. So in this YouTuber world, you often find, I don't know if this is just me, and maybe I'm susceptible because I grin too much, I don't know. But I have had that many scam collaboration offers to my email. It is insane. I remember the first time I got one, I was so excited, being like, oh, somebody wants to work with me? Oh my god. And then realized that the email they sent it from, I don't even think I clocked it actually. I think I was so excited that someone was, and I think they were from Toblerone. Allegedly they were from Toblerone. They weren't from Toblerone. And the name was Annie something or other. And she was the partnership ambassador manager or something. You know, was really keen to work with me. And I was like, I mean, it's pretty early on, but okay. And especially at that point, because I hadn't long left my full-time job, I was like, I really could do with a few collaboration deals. So, okay, fantastic. So fast forward like to maybe like 2 or 3 days later, when I'm being asked to click on something or other, and I'm like, this seems a bit shady. I don't know if I trust this. Actually, Annie.
Annie, are you okay? So, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
I don't know if I want to do that. Cut long story short, it turned out it was a scam. But they didn't scam me out of anything, which was really great, right?
I should be grateful for everything I have, and sometimes...
So now I am so hot on people that send me stuff in my email. You smell scammy. But not last week, it was about 3 weeks ago that I had an email come through from, said his name was Charles, and that he was coming from a company that I researched and everything. They're on Google, looked at their website, and they basically did like music, a little bit like that you'd get if you're like in music production and you need sounds to make the beats and stuff. They specialize in that predominantly, but like lots of other audio and music peripherals and that kind of stuff and software. And I was like, well, that's a really good fit, because I've always said if I am going to collab with someone, even though these streets are very expensive, and it's getting to the point where I'm like, well, listen, if you're telling me that I need to collab with some suntan lotion, okay, I use suntan lotion every day. I love to tan. It was getting to that point, but I'm only joking. But also not. So I'm like, all right, okay, this aligns with with my business and what I do, so that'd be great. And what got me, there were lots of things that he spoke about that you would talk about when negotiating any kind of deal or transaction with anybody. So I was like, well, this feels very different to the other people that have sent me stuff that I can instantly spot that it's a scam. Like, there was so much back and forth. But now looking back on it, there were a few things that I think actually, like, you know, just the way that kind of he signed off certain things and whatever, I could have maybe questioned that. But then again, because we had so many like back and forth, I just thought, well, that's how we're communicating. But my first real like issue was when he sent me through the contract for me to sign and send back to him. When he sent me the link, it went to an Adobe signature or Adobe sign, I think it's called. And when I clicked on it, it was like an invite. But again, I've never used Adobe sign, so I didn't know whether they're sending you the invitation, then you download it, and then the document that you need to sign is there for you to open and edit. But for love nor money, I could not open this document, and I kept clicking on it. I kept downloading this thing, and then and when I downloaded it, like, nothing happened. And then I was like, "This feels weird. This feels weird." So I remember saying to him, like, I've got a very strong suspicion that this is a scam. And this, I guess, is how naive I am. I'm gonna say to the scammer, "I think you're scamming me," and expect for them to go, "Yes, Luke. Yes, you are right. We are in fact trying to scam you." So I'm trying to download this thing, it's not working. Because then at the same time of downloading it, I had an alert from Germany that somebody was trying to access my account. So I was like, no, pull the plug. Like, you are a scam artist, you little dotted jankroyo. I mean, I wasn't that rude, but I was very forceful in my, do not contact me again. I think you are a scam, blah, 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 blah. And what was interesting is they then messaged me back to be like, I'm really baffled by your response, and I don't know what to say. Like, these are the forms that we send encrypted through our Adobe system, so we can only use this system. That's what we send out. And in the back of my head, I was like, and this only happens, when you are looking for collaborations, because if I had collaborations coming out my ears, I wouldn't have even given it a second thought. But because I'm on Poverty Street,
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
yeah, I'm like, I could do with the collaboration or two. I was like, oh, well, maybe, what if I got it wrong? What if actually I have got it wrong and it's a coincidence? How dumb. Anyway, so I kind of initiated conversation with them, and again had tried to download this thing. It still wasn't working. I thought I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. And then I was like, look, this is not working. So I don't know what this is, but it's not working. You have to send this some other way. And then I just never heard from them again. But I still was like, it's fine because my account is, two-way security, blah, 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 blah. I'm all good. Then I go to log into my account and it says that my password won't work. And I knew that my password should work because as soon as I got that Germany thing, I changed my password. So I'm like, well, my password should be working, and it wouldn't work. And then it completely changed. Like, even like my picture that was usually there wasn't no longer there. When it was saying what the password should be, the digits were far smaller. Then it changed my mobile number, and was like, the verification code that it's sending was sending to two different mobile numbers, and then it was asking me to put in a passcode that wasn't like a thumbprint or something. It was like a USB. It was asking me to put in like a pass key, a physical pass key. So I was like, someone has now actually got access to my account. And I was when I say scared, because obviously, like, all of my information, everything, as I'm sure you will be as much the same. Like, I've got so many things from the past, the present, my financials, photographs, family members. Like, there's so many things that we have within our clouds and stuff. And I was just like, this is awful. Anyway, I spent the next 4 hours trying to get back into my account, and luckily, I had they deleted lots of other stuff, but I had biometrics that they, I guess, didn't know about or whatever. So I was able to get back in, delete all the stuff they'd put in there, change it all back to my stuff. Within that time, they'd had a field day of my YouTube account and uploaded some Trump crypto something or other that YouTube had said, you violated our guidelines, your channel's been deleted. So my channel was actually deleted for about 6 hours, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to get it back. But I think it is a common thing because I had like a system set up to go through, you know, the process if you are ever hacked and stuff. And then by the morning, I had my channel back. So I was like, brilliant. What I failed to do in that time though is I failed to reset up my biometrics. So I've set up my security, but kind of in a haste, trying to make sure that the hackers didn't have access to my account. Anyway, I'm there thinking everything's fine. I'm like, brilliant. I'm back in my account. I'm very, very cautious about everything and anything now. And then a week later, I get another critical alert telling me I need to sign in. So I go to sign in, and it's asking me to send the verification code, and I'm sending the verification code, and it's just not coming to me. And I'm like, what's going on here? The verification code isn't coming through to me. But I didn't have time to really think about it because my friend was getting married, and I was like, right, well, you know, I'll have to deal with this another time. So I sent an email to something saying, oh, you know, by the time that I come back after the weekend, this will all be sorted. No. So what's happened is when I set back up my mobile number, I set it up with the wrong, because it's a new mobile phone, and I only got it like 2 or 3 months ago. And even now, I did it today when I was setting up this new account. I keep putting in like the digits the wrong way around. There's one digit that's incorrect in this number. So I'm sending this verification code. It's not coming through. So I'm like, well, I know it's my number because I can see what it ends in, so I know that's my number. But that's all it's asking me for. It's asking me for the verification code, the recovery email that I have. That seems to not matter. It seems to not care about that because I'm not getting information there. So it keeps saying, "Oh, you've not provided enough information, and we can't verify that it's you." So I just keep going around in this loop, in this circle. I'm like, what is going on here? So this is where my quest to speak to Google started.
I wish the ring had never come to me.
Because I've sent something automated, I've not heard a response. But this is the first time I'm like, well, okay, I must be able to contact someone. There must be like a live support.
No.
Or, you know, a main email.
Hello?
Or something whereby you send it through to them and there's a ticket system and they work through it or whatever.
No!
I am so flabbergasted. Yeah, that I'm even making this video. These are my 5 reasons to why I think Google sucks. Not totally, because don't get me wrong, like we've got so many products from Google that are amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like from the Google Pixel, which I've still yet to use, but like my friends have got them and stuff. Great. Android, I'm a massive Android fan. I just prefer that to Apple. Like, so I'm a massive Android fan. I love that. In terms of Google Chrome and Google search engine and stuff, like that is my go-to. I know people love Firefox and Safari. I don't know about Yahoo. My computer, whenever it restarts, to be fair, keeps trying to go back to Yahoo, and I'm like, mate, I don't want to use you. Please stop messing up my default search engine. Thank you. So Google, like, you know, I've held it down for a long time, but as of this month, these are the 5 reasons, yeah, that I think Google suck. And I'm not saying they're always gonna suck. I'm not saying that like they can't come back from sucking, but I feel like after this week, this is why they suck. So in number 5, and to be fair, these all could jostle for number 1 position, to be fair, because I think they're all incredibly frustrating. But I feel like number 5 has to be computer says no. I've never had to go through an account recovery process before because I'm very, very careful with my account. It's only because somebody decided that they wanted to come and pick on my little old channel. Yeah, me and my little old channel with the 0 collaboration. It's me you want to try and hack to come and put on your Trump whatever. People don't come to me for Trump people. Like, so you couldn't have picked a worst audience. Like, you couldn't pick a worse audience. But whatever. Because of that, that is the only reason why I've ever had to consider account recovery, because like a sensible person, I make sure that I've got my backup stuff, my recovery stuff, and it's all in places I can find them. So imagine that you find yourself in a situation that's outside of that green route. It's a red route. Something's happened, hasn't quite gone according to plan. You use Google's automated account recovery process, which I've just found out is the only process to recover your account. If you cannot recover your account through that process, you best kiss your account goodbye. which is why I've had to basically like make a new account, which I'm gonna have to start from scratch. In itself is its own issue, but the fact is, I have an account which I feel I've got enough evidence to prove that's mine, but because of their automated systems, you have to use that, and if it doesn't work through that, you ain't getting jack back. And I just think for a company that is so forward thinking, I just find that really hard to comprehend. Like, I could understand them saying that really it is your concern, it's your account, like you have to take accountability for it. I get that. But where there's things that fall outside of that, I'm like, well, where is the wiggle room here? For your computer says no. And I think what has incensed me more is that when you go onto things like the Google Help Forum, and you look at some of the responses and stuff, it's quite clear that there's a lot of copy and paste in terms of just, look, if you can't do that and that won't do that, then I'm just like, that's not helpful. There must be a way. There's got to be a way, but it just feels like there isn't that concern or that urgency. And you got to think as well that when it comes to things like your Google account, like I would never have thought this 20 years ago, right? But to see how pervasive these accounts are, and how, it's like your digital ID, like, whichever handle, whether it's Apple ID or Google or whatever it is that you're using, like, but there's so many things that are linked to that are then linked, financially, all the the major emails that come through to that account. For me, my YouTube channel, so many things are linked to that to just say, well, if the automated thing can't help you, hate that, absolutely hate that. So that's why that's my number 5. Number 4, actually, I thought Google would be tons better at this, because I've always seen Google as this forward thinking, I don't know, hub of the future. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can have light bulbs turn on and turn off when you're already at work, and you're pulling up on the driveway and you want to and turn everything on, I'm like, well, how is it possible that this is this something as basic as this is what's making number 4? But for me, it is the failed promises. It is the failed promises and the lack of contact, because when you have had some contact from them, like, be that on their Twitter account, or if you have managed to escalate it from one of the needle in a haystack emails you found from somewhere, they will tell you that your query has been acknowledged, or that, thank you, that someone is working it and someone will get back to you in 1 to 2 business days. Now, I appreciate that Google are serving millions of people around the globe. Like, I completely get that. But I also appreciate that Google is like a multi-trillion-dollar company, right? So for me, I feel like you should have enough money in your pocket that if you make a promise, that you should deliver on that. Because any customer, any audience, you're only as good as the people that decide to use you. And whilst many people may not fall into the category of I've lost my account, there are a ton of people on that forum that need help with their accounts. And to know that, like, you're going to tell people you're going to come back to them and then you don't, it's even more insult to injury, because you can't plan anything. You don't know whether to move on with anything. You don't know if something's going to get investigated or not. It's just really basic and really poor. And I can't imagine there's any business out there at all that doesn't understand the power and the importance of keeping your promises to your customers. If anything, under promise and over deliver. How basic is that? Don't tell me it's going to be 1 to 2 business days and still leave me to dust, chatting to myself on Twitter like I'm some deranged person.
It's been 84 years.
Like, that's number 4. Now, number 3, is a byproduct that I wouldn't have expected until I was in this position. So when I put onto all the different socials, because I'm like, I don't know how to contact Google. I'm going to try in every which way I know how. And obviously, I've not got the biggest following. I mean, so it's not likely they're going to see it. But it made me feel better in that moment, just to tell them a couple home truths. I'm tagging them in all these things that I possibly can. Whilst I'm tagging people in all these things, guess who's texting me back? All these cybersecurity people that are like, oh, I got you. Oh, don't worry. People are tagging their cyber tech friends. They were like, oh, this person can't get in their account. Speak to this person. This person got me access to my account. Now, call me naive when it comes to collaboration emails that pretend to be from Toblerone with, the hope of lovely Swiss chocolate that you can, jump in, and maybe you might get a free Toblerone in there with a little bit of bag, a little bit of Toblerone. I'm a bit naive to that, yeah. But I don't think even me is naive enough to go, okay, Mr. Cyber Mick Techie man, like here are all my details. Please go help me get back into my account. Like, I don't think I am that stupid. And I said in my TikTok, like, if there's anyone out there that is genuinely, like, this is your job and you genuinely help people and to recover their accounts and stuff, like, I'm not casting any aspersions on you, because that's your job and your livelihood. So I would never throw any aspersions on you. But having just been scammed by Charles and his frigging Adobe sign document, yeah, that never, I'm not wanting to give my information to anybody other than Google. And I feel as though that if Google are turning around and saying that this is the only way in which to access your account, unless you secretly are Mr. Google, Mr. Mickey, Mr. Cyber Tech Mickey, I'm not giving you my details. And I just find it really funny that Google are trying their best to make sure that people don't get hacked, and yet I was approached. I can't even tell you how many people ended up like writing back to my comment on Twitter, and on TikTok, and on Instagram, and the DMs as well, for me to send my information onto them. Like, so if you're trying to circumvent people being hacked and getting scammed and protecting people better in 2025, then you deciding that there is absolutely no recourse through your automatic account recovery is it's short-sighted, because you're almost exacerbating a problem. I can only imagine someone sat down there being like, oh my god, thank you, Cybertech Mickey, thank you so much, here's all my information, please help me get in my account. And some of them are charging for it as well. It's not even free, so people are charging them to get access to their account. I just feel as though that it's really contradictory, and I'll explain in a minute why it's contradictory. But just in itself, I think that's another reason why Google suck, man. Number 2, just the zero contact, I find insane. I understand with an organization as big as Google are, that like it probably would be the infrastructure to build something whereby you've got someone on hand to speak to people in different countries at different times. I can only imagine how many people frequently do forget their passwords and whatever, because there are some really forgetful people out there, and some people that just don't understand the importance of keeping your stuff secure. Like, I do get that, but even when I worked at largest digital marketing companies in the UK, and even though we were trying to get people down a digital route, because it meant, it made our lives easier, because there's lots of things that customers can do for themselves. It saves them waiting, because ultimately, like, when you then call in for a ticket that needs to be worked, you got to wait for us to get to it, and you might then call back in again because actually we've not been able to get to it in the time frame that you like. Then you're jamming up 3 different like communication channels and stuff. So trying to get a self-service thing, which to be honest, most people, if they can do it themselves, will.
Unexpected item in bagging area.
For fuck's sake, I don't get a minute's peace around here.
It makes sense, but that cannot be the only option that you offer people, because there's going to be people out there that don't know how to do that. And also as well, when you just stop the bus for a second, there's some things that sit outside of the logic you programmed into your process. So for example, I can only speak for me. I have my number, I have my password, I have my recovery email. I've got 3 things that should give me access to my account. I should not be sat here without being able to access my account. That doesn't make any, like, you will never convince me, Google, that makes any sense. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But I promise you, if I was able to speak to a person and explain to a person with the logic of a person, that they would then understand and they would find a way to fix that, because it doesn't make sense that I'm going to lose my account over 1 digit. It doesn't. You can't advertise that you've got the greatest phone with the quickest this and the thermostat that and all the different Google Hub home. You can't do all those things and then decide that actually a single number is going to defeat you and stop someone from accessing their account. It is absolutely backwards. So the fact that you can't speak to anyone is insane to me. It's absolutely insane. And also, let's not talk about the fact that you have so much money. Like, I don't understand how you've got so much money and there isn't someone that's going to know what, actually some human-to-human contact might be great. You know what I mean? We're not all in ex machina levels yet. Do you know what I mean? I know AI is everywhere, and AI is, I get it. Or make a better system. It's one or the other. But at the moment, That's a number big 2 reason why you suck. And then number 1, I might have been unfair with this, but I think this just rubs salt into my already vexed wounds. So you've got the CEO, because I didn't even know who owned Google. I think I did know, and then I forgot, but Alphabet Inc. owned Google. So then I was like, well, who runs that then? Who runs Alphabet Inc.? And it's a guy called Sundar Pichai, right? He's the CEO of Alphabet Inc. So when I was in my incense stage yesterday, I was like, you know what, yeah. So I know what happened at my company when I used to work at that digital marketing company. If people were not happy, yeah, they're not even speaking to you, Laura. Don't worry about it, Steve. I'm going straight to the CEO of the business. And obviously, that doesn't look good for business when the CEO is getting complaints to their email. When you're trying to like paint this picture of this amazing company that cares about their customers and stuff, and and you've got Sandra being like, well, I've been locked out my account for 48 days.
Hey, wrong day. Long life.
Do you know what I mean? With no one to talk to, all these failed promises, and actually the last person I spoke to put the phone down on me. That does not look good. Do you know what I mean? Like, not when you're trying to retain people and stop people, and keep your market share. So I was like, you know what? Even me and my little old channel, yeah, I'm going to message you, Sundar Pichai. I'm going to message you. And what made me really angry is, I won't say angry, but just made me go, are you taking the mick? In his LinkedIn profile, he talks about how the aims of the business are to make Google and Alphabet as useful and as accessible for everyone as possible. And I'm like, are you taking the mick out of my life? is that what you're doing? Because obviously, in the grand scheme of life, yeah, there are things going on in the world right now which really do put this into perspective of it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, we're in a situation where our time, our money, like particularly our money, are going to these companies whereby they're so happy to laud about how fantastic these things are and how fantastic these services are and that you should use us. But the minute there's a problem, you can't talk to anyone. And maybe it's the customer experience person in me. I don't know. I used to work as a customer experience insight analyst. So, looking at customer sentiment and what drives people's behaviors and what makes them come in for, to actually get things resolved and stuff, and first time resolution, second time resolution, and like all those kind of things are kind of ingrained in my head. And I just think if you've got a business as big as Google that have got this massive conglomerate, this massive monopoly over the kind of services we use and the products that we buy, I just cannot understand for the life of me how, if you're only going to have like a zero contact human person, a system whereby that you're allowed to make promises that you don't keep, that you're actually exacerbating a fraudulent, scammy system by allowing people that don't know any better to go into the hands of people that may potentially scam them. And then ultimately the fact that you're going to say no about it, but then the CEO of your business then has what I would call the audacity to talk about access and usefulness. And it's like, but these are the things that you're preventing people, just average, everyday people that I saw one guy, and it's probably not too dissimilar from my own, but he was saying that he's lost 21 years of memories of access to things that he has been using, and like he's tried to utilize every angle that he can find to try and find that someone that can help him. And like these product owners or experts, whatever, that give this advice is, and again, I'm not even blaming them, because if the system is set up a certain way, they can only advise on what the system is set up like, but that isn't good enough. If you've got, and I know that it's all about what's going to be the biggest payoff and whatever, but if you've got that many people, the amount of people that I saw in that list with account recovery issues, and I'm like, computer says no, that's not good enough. So Sundar, I don't know whether you will ever see my video, right? But as far as I'm concerned, if you're big enough to be one of the big old giants in this world, yeah, you should be big enough that customer care is just as giant and just as important to you, because the little person that's got 25 years, 26 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 month of memories and have chosen to use your platform, it is not good enough for you to go, well, sayonara. Now go away. Because that's kind of what you're saying. Go away with your problem. And even like some of the product owners, when they're coming back, I saw one interaction Someone had written that they had lost their account and stuff, and that they gave their YouTube name and and the product owner was asking them a certain question. And it's likely that they didn't even understand the question. I don't know. But the product owner was just like, I didn't ask you about that. I've asked you about this. Why you're not answering the question? And it's like, fam, I am already distressed.
Like, I'm just fed the fuck up. I can't take another minute of this bullshit.
I'm already in a fit of panic that I may not get my account back. I don't need your gnarly frigging attitude. Do you know what I mean? Like, this might be the 100th person that's come through to you today, but that's not my problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is Google's problem. You created a system that I need support with. I need help. So, and if you're gonna put yourself down as a product owner, don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that. So yeah, man, I just think Google, you know, you had this halo for me. That big old halo, and that's completely dented. You've got, to me, there's a faulty system there, and somebody needs to do something to fix it. It's not sufficient for you to say computer says no and leave it at that. It's not sufficient. And I'd love to know what the reason is as well. What is the reason for there not being a more adept intervention for things like this? What is the reason? I'd love to know. Anyway, this is the first video on this Room to 703 Chats channel, because I'm like, do you know what? I don't think this is something that, like, my reaction channel needs. You know, if you're coming here to come and look at my reaction to Dimash, or my reaction to Gabrielle or Chloe or Halle or Beyonce or whatever, you're not really bothered about my Google account going missing and locked out or whatever. But hopefully, like, well, two things I'm hoping will come from this video. Well, three things. One, I feel better for venting, which I do. And I've been venting all week, so hopefully by the end of the week I'll stop. But we'll see. Google, no. Google. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, again, who knows? Like, I've always said that sometimes, which is wrong. I've always said that sometimes. It's always been said that there are people out there that when they make the most noise, the most amount of change happens. And I'm not saying that my little old channel with, I mean, this will have 0 people on it at the moment, but I'm not saying that my space will be enough to, you know, create change within Google. Obviously, Google is bigger than I am. But at the same time, if I can just at least draw attention to it, who knows? Who knows? And I guess the third thing is kind of what I said there about drawing attention. If it encourages someone that watches this video to go, do you know what? Let me just double check my security information. Let me just make sure that my I's are dotted, my T's are crossed, my numbers are the right way around. And that I'm never in a situation whereby I have to get to the end of the computer now. Nobody needs to be in that situation, not when you've got so many things attached to that account. So if I can just remind people, and again, like, not to fall into the, and I know it's easy, because again, as much as I'm joking, I'm not a stupid person, and even I felt susceptible to certain things, because sometimes you're in a situation, sometimes you're just not like on your board as much as you should be, or sometimes they're just really that good. So just be mindful, just be careful, double check your security, and Google, if you ever see this, fix up. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that with me. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this. Like, if you've had any experience yourself of account recovery, you know, if you had a successful one. Did you ever get to speak to someone at Google? Like, is this has been my experience? And actually, there is a thoroughfare through to them, and there's a number to get through to Claire at the help desk. If there is, let me know. But yeah, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. If you did enjoy this, then please do, again, drop me a like and subscribe. That'd be great. Thank you. So I'm toying with a new catchphrase, because obviously the one for Room to 703 was, see you on the next one. But I think this one will be, it's good to chat, so make sure you come back. I don't know about it yet, but we'll see.